Creating an eye-catching logo is essential for building brand recognition and a competitive edge in any industry. In this video, we're going to break down how you can design your own custom logo from start to finish. Hey guys, I'm Chava, and I'm here to walk you through all the steps you need to create your very own logo. So first things first, let's get on the same page about what we're talking about when we say logo. For our purposes today, we'll define it as a branded design that functions as a symbol for a particular business, representing the essence of its values and personality. Just like the Nike swoosh or the McDonald's golden arches, your logo is the face of your brand. If done right, it'll become a recognizable symbol that instills a feeling of trust and confidence in your business. Now, do you really need a logo? You may think it's not that important, but having a logo actually plays a huge role in your marketing. It's what you'll put on all your marketing assets, like your website, business cards, packaging, social media, and pretty much everywhere that people will interact with your product or services. And what makes a good logo? Well, here are 4 things to keep in mind that'll make your logo that much stronger. Firstly, keep it simple. Remember, less is more. Don't overcomplicate your logo. Make sure it's clear and easily recognizable. Your logo should also accurately represent your brand's tone and values. Design a logo that'll stand the test of time. You can, of course, update it whenever you want, but steer clear of overly trendy designs that may not last. And lastly, you'll want your logo to look good wherever you use it, so test it out to make sure it can be resized and moved around. With all this in mind, go ahead and pick an online logo maker. The Wix one is super intuitive, and you don't need to have a background in graphic design or even be artistically inclined to make a beautiful logo that'll boost your business. So let's break down how to actually design your logo. First off, you'll need to define your brand identity. What does that mean? Your brand identity is basically its personality. It's how your brand is represented to the world, its tone of voice, how it looks, and the values it conveys. Your logo should accurately represent that. Next, you can look around for inspiration. Think about brands you'd recognize immediately just based on their logo. You can also look online at logo inspiration pages, design blogs, or Pinterest boards to see what others are doing. And take notes. See what works for them and what design aspects you do or don't like. You can also make a mood board to put your thoughts into physical form. Then, do some internal research. Think about your own vision for your perfect logo. Ask yourself, what adjectives describe my brand? Who is my ideal audience? What colors represent my brand? What symbols could be relevant? And what are my favorite logos and why? Now, it's time to determine your logo style. It's important to define this at the beginning while you're still defining your brand identity and before you actually start designing, because it'll affect the whole look and help you put together all the right elements to tell your story. For example, if your style is more classic, you can use a more sophisticated font and color palette. If it's more minimalist, you'll want to avoid really complex design elements. Now that you've settled on a style, next up is choosing the right logo type. I'm sure you've noticed just by living in the world that there are tons of different types of logos out there that vary by style, color, design, theme, you name it. So let's break down what these are all called. You've got wordmark, which are made up of just words, usually with a recognizable font. Letterform or monogram are logos that are just the first letter or the initials of the business name. Symbol logos use just an icon. Done right, these can be great, but it can be a challenge at the beginning for brand recognition since the business name isn't actually there. Abstract logos are usually designed with geometric shapes to create a really cool-looking, unique logo. Emblems are a more classic kind of logo that look like seals, badges, or crests with text inside. You've also got combination logos, which combine multiple types together, like text and an image, and dynamic logos, which generally look the same, but can be adapted for different cases. For example, the Google logo, that sometimes look different for holidays and events, but it's always still recognizable as Google. Once you know the general vibe and style of your logo, you can pick your color scheme. Colors hold a lot of power all on their own, and using different colors and even different tones of the same color can trigger certain responses and feelings in your audience, from energy and creativity to enthusiasm and trustworthiness. So do your research on color psychology. I promise it'll be worth it and super interesting. Next, choose your font. If you're going with a logo that uses text, you'll need to pick the right font that fits your brand's tone and personality. And keep in mind to go with a font that's web safe, meaning it can be read on all operating systems and devices. Typography can even be used as a design element all on its own, so see how you can use your font to create a cool, unique look that really stands out. As your vision for your logo comes together, think about your logo shape. This can mean anything from the entire composition to tiny details within the design itself. Now, shapes can be divided into 3 categories: geometric, organic, and abstract. Geometric shapes like circles, squares, and triangles are made up of straight lines, points, and curves and are usually symmetrical. Organic shapes are shapes that occur in nature like leaves, flowers, and spirals. And abstract shapes don't follow any kind of rules. They can be a combination of elements or something totally new. The shapes you choose will play a big part in making your logo instantly recognizable. So it's really worth putting some thought into which ones you integrate into your design. And once you've figured all this out, your brand identity, style, inspiration, colors, all of it, it's time to create your logo using an online logo maker. Pro tip: make a few variations of your logo before deciding which one suits your brand the best. For example, you can keep the look but play with different color schemes like black, white, and monochromatic. Now, it's time to refine your results. You could very well make a design on your first go that you absolutely fall in love with, but for the rest of us who need to throw out the first pancake or two, you may need to make a few versions before you get it just right, and that's totally okay. This is also the stage where you can make sure that your logo is in the right file format, so think about where you'll be displaying your logo to make sure you have the right ones. And the step you've been waiting for, making your final decision. If your brand already has a social media following, you can post different versions and ask people to vote on their favorite. This is great to boost engagement, get other people's opinions, and to build brand awareness with your new logo. You can also ask friends, family, and colleagues for their feedback. It's really important that you get more eyes in your decision before you make it official, just to make sure your logo is coming off the way you intended, with the right level of professionalism and brand messaging. And now it's time to put your logo to work. Go ahead and download a high-quality version of your logo and start marketing yourself. Put it everywhere: your site, stickers, business cards, merch, really anywhere. But remember, make sure to save your logo specs in your brand style guide if you ever need to go back and recreate or edit it. And that's it, all the steps you need to create your own branded logo. If you want more information about any of the steps I've just covered here, you can check out our full blog post where we dive deeper into all of the details. Good luck!